Okay, I'm back. So I'm sorry that I had to end the last video that way, but it was for a good reason. And I'm back to explain to you where pick up where I left off and tell you about the love collision and how it got started. It all got started when I met my twin flame. I had been writing a little bit of the song, got a writer's block, as I was telling you in the last video. And in December of 2018, I knew I really wanted to make something out of this song, but I couldn't get the lyrics all the way. So I couldn't, the lyrics weren't coming to me. So I needed to find a way to kind of get this song going. And for months, I couldn't do it until I met my twin flame. And what happened, as I was beginning to say in the last video, is that I started to feel a lot of different sensations in my body, as well as just getting different vibes that were coming to me, all just feeling, mostly it was a good vibes, all the good vibe feelings. I want to liken it to like feeling like you're floating through outer space or something like that. It was usually when I was about to drift off to sleep, I would get these like really nice tingling feelings. It was just kind of like, warm, tingly feeling. And I was like, wow, what is this, And it was every time I started thinking about my twin, these tingling feelings would come up. And it would be, sometimes when was about to go to sleep, it'd feel like I was drifting off into space. I mean, it really felt like so surreal. And, this is what, I mean, I liken it to ascension. I call it ascension because, it's the beginning of when you start to realize you are a light worker, you are a being of light, and you connect with the universe. You start connecting on a grander scale with the universe. And so I started to have these feelings, and but like I said, the first month I wasn't speaking to my twin because I was still scared. I was running internally from the whole situation because he had reached out to me online and had messaged me, and I didn't respond. So it took a month for me to gather up the courage to respond back to him. And when I did, the first thing I noticed was that he was unlike anybody else I had ever met as far as his responses, as far as the way he spoke to me. He spoke to me like he knew me already, like we had been knowing each other for years. And later you'll come to know that as a twin flame, you really do have that connection with that person, and you may start to remember things that you forgot about that you know and have in common with that person. And you've been together since the beginning of time because you have the same soul and you were birthed at the same time in creation. So it's very surreal, the feelings that you get because you feel like you've come home. You feel like you've met the person you've always known was out there waiting for you. And that's definitely what he told me he felt when he saw me online. He saw my picture online. And he said that a bright light shone down on him and let him know that I was his one. And so I was just amazed because I didn't think anything like this could happen to me, first of all. And I was really surprised to know that it was coming from, the universe. And it was really coming, to me quickly and strong. The feelings were so strong. So in this song, I captured that in a way where I feel like you can all relate as twin flames to this song. And it wasn't until maybe February of 2019. I had started talking to him in January of 2019. Finally, we got the courage and the nerve up to talk to him, to text him back. So I texted him back, and we started a dialogue, and we started communicating back and forth online. And within 10 days, he told me I was the one he wanted to marry and have kids with. And I was like, whoa, because I was like, how do you know all this is going to happen? And just come on now, I just still was in my doubtful, skeptical stage. But, something kept pulling me towards this guy. I was like, what is going on? It was his aura, his vibes. It was his energy, his peace, his his feeling of coming home was me, and I didn't know that I was giving him that feeling, and he was also giving me that feeling. And so that's the first thing you'll realize about your twin, is that they're going to give you emotions and feelings that you forgot you really were comfortable with when you were when you had begun from the beginning, when you were first created. You guys were one, and you split into two bodies, and had you still share the same soul. So when you when you start to realize that, you'll start to understand a little bit more about why you get these sensations, why you feel this person more and more. And you okay, so you were born together, you split up into two bodies when you came down here to earth, and then you found each other again, whatever way that was, whether it be online. Some people find their twin online, some people meet them in person, some people will get someone who tells them about their twin, and then they might meet their twin at an event or something like that, and then run into them one time and then not see them again for a long period of time. There are so many different ways you can meet your twin, but it doesn't always have to be in the physical. You can even be a twin flame right now and know you're a twin flame because you dream about your twin flame, but you have never come into contact with them or met them. So that's important to know too. And that's why this song is really beautiful, because it kind of captures wherever you are in the stage of awakening. It's like the love collision is symbolic of what you feel as soon as you know you're a twin flame. It's not even about your twin, it's about you and how you feel once you arrive at the conclusion that you are someone special, you are someone different, you are here to do something. You have a mission, a purpose on this earth that is great and that is beyond a lot of other a lot of other people's mission, because we are extremely gifted, extremely we have such a big vast, I don't even know how to explain it, but we just have such a great calling. It's just a bigger calling, I feel like, than a lot of regular people have. And there's nothing wrong with the people that are here, but we are actually responsible as twin flames for helping to raise the vibration of the planet and elevate and make people more aware of the love that is universal love, that they're all, we're all from love. We all were created from love. And so this is what we as twin flames are here to show people through our coming together, through our individuality, and through our talent, is to show people that love is the universal law. Love is the universal source that created us. And once we learned that, and once we started putting that into practice every day, then we can start sharing it with others. And it's something that I feel like I said, musicians and artists have a very difficult time to express. I even have a difficult time talking right now because I'm still healing my throat chakra. I know that. And so when I start to formulate things in my mind, it doesn't always come out the same way when I'm trying to speak it. So that's why I'm also doing these videos, because it is helping me to heal my throat chakra. And I call on my angels to help me get these words out, because as an artist, I'm so used to just keeping everything inside, keeping everything in my head. And, and that's one of the things you may relate to as well, because it's hard to express yourself sometimes. It's hard to know how to put things into words when you're so used to just feeling it, or, reading about it, or hearing people talk about it, and you're not used to actually verbalizing it yourself, how you're feeling. So I encourage you, if you haven't, tried to express yourself verbally, to do that, because it's very important as a twin flame to be able to communicate what this is to others in order for us to, complete our mission. So I became really good friends with my twin right away, and he told me that we were, destined to be together and that we had work to do together. Now, I was like, wait, really? Okay, so what's this work we're supposed to be doing? And, he didn't go into much detail. He was very vague. And, that's one of the things that was very, kind of made me doubt a lot of the stuff before I really knew what it was because he wasn't giving me a lot of details about um, what it was we were supposed to be doing together and how he knew me and how did he, come to find me. But all of these things were going to be revealed in time. And that's the thing. You don't always get everything you want right at the beginning of the journey. You start off meeting your twin, and then you start to feel that connection with them. And that's the most important thing you can do, is feel the connection. And it is kind of like you just collided with them, like boom, like you just found each other like two magnets. So in the first verse, it's actually, I kind of, in this song, I don't really call them verses because I kind of just freestyle with it a lot. And so it's not really set up as a typical song. And that's another thing I like about this song, is that it kind of is free flowing. And I think I was able to really complete this song because I started feeling that energy that came from my twin, and it automatically cultivated into words and lyrics. So here's what I came up with. Your eyes, they see into my soul. Now right there, that is something beautifully and in-depth with soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call it. It is a unique feeling you have once you know that someone is your twin flame or soulmate. And you know that when you look at their picture online, or when you look at their eyes, if you see a video of them, or if you happen to be the lucky ones that meet in person at the beginning, you see in their eyes, you see your own reflection, and you see their soul. And that's one thing that I realized, it took me staring at this man's photos and coming back and over again, listening to his music, his beautiful music, and just, really feeling out what this was. But it was the pictures, it was the eye contact, it was the way he looked in his pictures that made me recognize something about his soul. And that's why this first line is so important, that your eyes, they see into my soul. And when I would look at his picture, sometimes I feel like he's looking right at me. It's just the weirdest thing. You feel like that person is looking right at you, and deeply at you, and like they know you. And it's not a creepy kind of look. It's like, wow, this person's eyes are so welcoming to me, and they feel like home. They feel like they're giving me something. When I look at him, I feel like everything's gonna be okay, and that we can connect, we can go deep, we can talk about our deepest, darkest secrets, and know everything's still gonna be fine. And which is why the next line, I'm sorry, I keep saying verse, the next line is, only you can know my secrets. So when you meet your twin, you're gonna see that it's gonna be so easy to talk to them, especially at first. So easy to talk to them. They're going to be so embracing of you. They're going to really love getting to know you. They're going to want to know you be out of curiosity, because they're just as curious as you as to why they have the same feelings. I don't know a lot about this awakened twin versus the non-awakened twin. So for some reason, I have a feeling that once you come into contact with your twin, you kind of both go through an awakening, but maybe kind of different awakenings, because my twin seemed to recognize me as his twin, but yeah, he went through some awakenings of his own. And I went through an awakening of becoming aware of what a twin flame was, and also finding out that he was my, twin flame and soulmate. So, but he kind of went through an awakening of knowing who I am physically now, because he had been carrying the knowledge of me in his spirit for years. And this is something I feel like maybe they call awakened twin, because the twin kind of that kind of knows you already and recognizes you first is the one that they call awakened, because they kind of have an idea already of who you are to them. My twin would dream about me. He wrote songs about me before he knew of me in the physical plane. So, that's something that's so beautiful. And I can't even imagine having a recollection of someone, or an inkling of who someone is to you for years and years and years, but somehow he did know. And he dreamt about me. He, maybe, as from what I know, we communicated on a 5D level, and he was more awake in that sense, whereas he could easily be on the 5D realm and know that I was speaking to him, and we could have conversations and, physical contact, physical, not spiritual contact, actually, on a higher realm than we did before we even met in the physical. So he was that awake that he could do that. And I was still dormant in that I had lost all recollection of my spiritual gifts for years since I was a child. As I was telling you in the first video, I lost recollection of my spiritual gifts because of a lot of trauma and abuse that I had went through. And another thing you'll come to find is that you and your twin might have gone through similar trauma and abuse growing up. You may have shared a lot of things together, as far as common, you have a lot of different things that you like and that you are attracted to that are the same or similar, but you might have also had a lot of trauma and abuse that you went through too that were similar. So even though you might have lived on different sides of the country, of the world, you may have had completely different family structures, completely different, financial statuses, but you still had some kind of trauma that you were able to connect with, because usually what's happening to one twin flame is also happening to another on a spiritual and deeper level. But on the physical realm, it can be the same way too. Your eyes, they see into my soul. Only you can know my secrets. All the ones that I've been keeping here. Okay? Here is it within. It's within me. All the ones that I've been keeping here, all the secrets that I've been keeping, only you can know that. Only your twin can know that about you. You guys share some of the same things, and that means share some of the same past lives. You may have known each other in past lives. You may start to remember past lives that you've had with your twin. That's a beautiful thing if you can recall those things. That's what I referred to when I was talking about the Akashic records. Those records are records that have been written about you and your twin over, centuries, that you've been able to identify with as twin flames. And, this is your pretty much last go around if you're a twin flame. If you're here and you've reincarnated to this twin flame journey, you are basically on the last leg of what you need to do in order to become, forever angels, forever, whatever you want to call it, whatever is the next step after life, which I do believe that we continue to live on as light beings and healers and spiritual workers. But, we've been here as humans before many, many times, and we had problems in the past that we didn't work out. And that's why when people are, leave this earth and they have unfinished business, they come back again to finish that and resolve that business. And that's what the past lives are all about. That's what the Akashic records are all about, helping you to heal your past lives. So when you are here as twin flames, you can, come together as healed beings instead of these broken, beings that we were in the past. As healed beings, we can accomplish more. We can, show more love. We have the capacity to be a vortex of love, and to be, I call it, you just, you open yourself up to becoming a channel for love to flow through your body, to flow through your soul, your spirit, your chakras, so that you can share it with others. And you have the most capacity as a twin flame to show that love, and the most, you could show the most amount of love that you can ever show as a human being, being a twin flame. See how beautiful that is? That's our journey. Nobody else gets to have that. This is us. So, we should be thankful and blessed that we are able to do this. Not everybody's going to understand this. That's why I said, if you're not a twin flame and you're not listening, I mean, you're not here for the right reason, then it's going to be hard to accept a lot of these things that I'm saying. So that's why I limited this platform to twin flames and light workers, because you'll be able to understand exactly what I'm saying. Not to exclude anyone, because our love is here for everyone and to give to everyone. And the music is here to share with everyone. But to understand it on a level of twin flame journey is to live the journey. All the ones that I've been keeping here inside with all this pain, never thought I'd have the answer. Anyone else wouldn't matter. So this is talking about the secrets that I have. I've been keeping it inside all these years, all these years with all the pain that I've been experiencing. It's a lot of pain. We have a lot of pain as twin flames. We go through some of the worst traumas of any human being on this planet. We all know this. So please, if you've been through a lot, know that you have so much to offer, because you've been through so much. You're going to be able to help way more people than the average person who's only been through a little. So don't think it as a curse. Don't think of it as, just, you're cursed. Don't think of anything negative about your past or your trauma. And eventually you will, as you start to live by your intuition, which is what I was talking about in my other video, as you start to live solely based on your intuition, you're going to heal all those traumas. You're going to heal them, and you're going to understand that you're going to have a lot more to offer people in your family, your friends. They're going to gravitate towards you more. You're going to start seeing your generational curses and family, structures that have been broken for years, for generations, healing. You're going to see people healing around you. I've been noticing that in my own family. People are healing around me. So don't think that anything you went through in the past, I don't care what it was. I have some stories, I have a lot of stories, and one day I'll share a lot of those stories with you so you can know what I'm talking about. But, I've been through a lot of abuse in my childhood and things that a normal child should not go through. But I'm that much stronger and that much more able to hold love in my being, because I was able to forgive, the things that happened to me, and forgive myself, just because sometimes we are too hard on ourselves. We think we allowed these things to happen to us, but really we were meant to go through these things so that we can, be examples of love. Never thought I'd have the answer. Anyone else wouldn't matter. And it's so true, because your twin is the only one that matters. After you start really digging into what this twin flame journey is all about, you could care less what other people think, because your twin is the only one who really gets you and understands you. If other people don't understand you, it's just like, okay, oh well, I'm sorry. My twin gets me. That's all I need. And really, it is all you need, because if you have that one person who gets you, no matter how quirky or, shy or introverted, or maybe you're the opposite. Maybe you're very extroverted, outgoing, funny, just the life of the party. But you just feel like, okay, sometimes I just want to be seen and heard for who I am. You don't want to parade around and do all those things, but your twin gets that about you. Your twin actually knows you more than you know yourself. And that's one thing my twin tells me all the time. And it's because of your intuition, because you guys share the same mind, body, and soul. After you become one, when that process of reunion starts to happen and you start to heal, you automatically know things about each other. You automatically feel what they're doing. When it can be crossed across the whole world, you could start feeling what they're doing, or knowing it intuitively. So, when they're trying to be naughty, when they're trying to be slick, or just when they do things that irritate you, you know when they're trying to pull one over on you or pull your leg, you know because you just know. As twin flame, that's the most, I think, humorous part of it, is that your twin can't get away with anything without you knowing, because you know them and they know you. So that's a beautiful thing. And once you guys start doing things like thinking the same thoughts and having the same cravings, and finishing each other's sentences or texting each other at the same time, or seeing the same synchronicities, you're gonna just have little chuckles, because that's all it's gonna be, is just you can only laugh, because this is such a unique journey and such a unique feeling that you're gonna have. Maybe I always knew of your existence, but to be manifested just for me was more than I predicted. I love that line, because somehow we already knew about this twin flame thing. In our deep in our mind somewhere, we knew we signed up for this, okay? Um, that's what I love, that saying, I didn't sign up for this. Well, as a twin flame, you can't say that, because yes, you did. You signed up for this before you came to Earth. Before you were born, you guys signed up for this together and said, hey, we're going down here. We're going to make it happen. And you guys, gave each other a hug. And you came on down here, and, you were split up. And it was up to you guys to find each other. So, it's a, I don't know, it's just a really, isn't this such an interesting thing, that, a phenomenon? I don't know how to explain it. I'm not gonna try. But if you know you are twin flame, you'll start to intuitively understand this language, because it definitely is something that is eye opening and beautiful. And you know, um, like I said, research the things that you don't get, because there are definitions out there that are starting to come and pop up. Not everything you won't resonate with, and you need to understand what the difference is between something that resonates with you and something that doesn't, because there are people out there that are misguiding twin flames into thinking that they're never going to be with their twin, or that it's just, it's not going to happen. But yes, in this age, there are a lot of twins that are coming into union, and this is meant to us for us to have, because the world needs us to be in union, because together we are stronger. Together we are more powerful as light workers when we become in union. And our mission can be even more intense when we are together. So if you have a twin, and you know your mission, that is a beautiful thing. So, don't ever make it light of your mission, because it is going to help the world. You are here to help the world. And that's something that your healing is going to lead you to. You're healing yourself first, and then you come back together with your twin. If you're in separation, do not worry. Don't think of it as a curse. I mean, you will at first be so heartbroken, because you're going to say, why did they leave me? Why did they block me? Why did they stop talking to me? It was devastating when I thought my twin had stopped talking to me, And then later on down the line, I come to find that, there was something else that happened. You don't always know what's the circumstances. So don't blame your twin. And even if you don't know, and if you're going through that painful heartbreak that you feel is a heartbreak, but it's really just a separation, so you can go on your healing journey alone, then just, trust in your guides, trust in your spirit guides and your intuition, and your and source, and all you know the things that are out there, the resources that are out there to help you get through it, because separation is such an important time. You're really truly not separated from your twin ever. You guys will still feel each other. You guys will still know things about each other. You'll still you keep thinking about them, and they'll still keep thinking about you, even though you're not together, or you feel like you've been blocked, or lost contact. But they're gonna still be there, in your mind, and you're gonna be in their mind. And the thing is, that's kind of like your prize. You've been introduced to the prize, so that you split up and you do the work, so you can go back to getting the prize once it's completed, once your healing is completed. So don't worry, it's going to happen. It's going to happen when you finish the work. But to be manifested just for me was more than I predicted. You can't predict, a lot of things that's going to happen in this journey. You just can't. It's just stuff's going to come up out of nowhere. But we'll try. We'll try to do our best to predict things. But who would have thought you would have had a twin flame? Who would have thought you'd have this beautiful person that's supposed to be with you for the rest of your life, and you're supposed to be, doing this wonderful work here on earth. So, just give up any assumptions, give it all up. Don't try to make sense out of it. Don't try to give it, a title or label it. Don't try to break it down for other people who don't understand it. Just let it go. Just let it be what it is. Enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy your journey. Enjoy getting to know yourself again, because that's one thing that I really started to learn how to do. Because at the beginning of, after knowing who my twin was, I had to go through that process of breaking down all those fears that I had of who I am, and the shame from my past abuse, and a lot of the things that I thought were going to be too traumatic for me to share with people. I didn't even have to worry about none of that no more, because my twin accepts me for who I am, all of everything that happened to me, and so it's more than I ever could have imagined. It's a blessing. And so this is the greatest reward, is to have someone who gets you. And they're manifested just for you, and you're manifested just for them. There's a song that I'm going to share with you guys that I really love. It's called Made for You. And it's a beautiful song. It's an R&B song that I just love. And I'll put the link in the description box, because it's one of the songs that is just so beautiful when you hear it too. And it's like, you'll know you're made for your twin, and your twin is made for you. The thought of going this whole life without knowing of your love is too much to bear, just because I would have never made it. That is so true. It's because for me, I was at a point when I met my twin that, I didn't know if I wanted to continue on in this life. I was at that kind of a low level where I was really desperate and really, really upset about where my life was going. And usually that's when they come. They come at the time when you're at your worst. And, or maybe you're just lost and you just don't know how life is supposed to be this way. It's there's got to be something more to this life. You start thinking that to yourself. And that's what happened with me. I started thinking, there's got to be something more to life than just this mundane existence. I was just going to work every day, not happy, not doing anything to uplift myself. I wasn't even going outside. I wasn't in nature. I was living in like a closed off, dark environment, and very, with a person who was just not as understanding about really what I wanted. So, that woke me up, because it helped me to understand, hey, I didn't want to keep going down this path that I was on. And as that was, your twin flame is almost like your saving grace, because you start to see, oh, this is, okay, so this is what life is. It can be for me. This is the beauty that I can have, and, the hope that I can have now of something better for myself. So follow after your heart. Go after it, even no matter how hard it is to get away from a situation that you've been in for years and years, do it, because you're going to be thankful that you did in the end. And sometimes, we just think about what would our life be like if we hadn't met our twin. Can you imagine? I can't. I don't think I'd be here anymore. But you made me aware your love for me was always there. And that's one thing that my twin told me. He's always loved me, and you've always loved him. I've always loved him. But you've always loved your twin, and your twin has always loved you. And so just know that, okay? This love is eternal. This love is eternal. It's going to never die. And it's something that, I don't care what you think the situation is right now. Just know that this love is eternal, and it's not going to die. You can try to run, but you can't hide. I always told my twin that you can run, but you can't hide, because there was a time when he tried to run a little bit, and I was, chasing after him after I really got gun-ho on this journey. and, started thinking about how we could be together. And then he was just, it wasn't working out at first, but that was a separation that I needed to go through to heal. So just know that, um, the love is going to always be there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what they're doing. Just work on yourself in the meantime. And now you're here to hold me and to feel me and to love me and to free me from this pain, this shame. You told me I am beautiful no matter what the future holds. I know. I feel it in my soul. I'll no longer be the one unwanted from the birthing of the sun. Okay, now I'm going to break that down a little bit more because it says, and now you're here to hold me and to feel me and to love me and to free me from this pain, this shame. Okay, so really it's like that embrace that your twin has for you. It's just such a comforting embrace. Even if you've never met them in person physically, there is an embrace that you feel. That's that starry, like I was saying, out of this world feeling you're going to get. Those vibes are just going to start coming towards you. It's going to feel like sparkles all around you. You're going to feel flutters, butterflies in your stomach, that tingling feeling, that sensation. If once you get that first text or that first, message back, it's just amazing the feelings you get. Those vibes are your little, I call them my little spirit hugs, because your twin is hugging you from a distance, okay, with these little vibes that they're giving you. That's your spiritual hug. That's your warmth, your comfort, and that's always going to be there anytime you want it, anytime you want that from your twin. And you can even give it to yourself, because that's what you're going to feel. It's really coming from you. It's coming from them and you, and you can feel that, and it's like the best sensation. And source is, God is really who's giving us these emotions, these feelings, because he wants us to be, reminded of where it's coming from, which is, I think God is both male and female. So I tend to speak about God as a he and she. But because, we're masculine and feminine, we're the divine masculine and divine feminine, we both have divine masculine and divine feminine in us as well. So I tend to see God as male and female, but for the sake of just speaking here, I'm going to just say God or source or the universe just wants us to feel that, because that is where we came from. Imagine having those vibes all the time. Imagine having nothing but good vibes, good positive feelings, that warm spiritual hug all the time. That's what our true essence is. That's that love that we came from. And that's what I felt in this song was so powerfully coming through, that ethereal, that spiritual, beautiful lightness that we were experiencing at the beginning, and that we continue to experience as light workers in twin flames. So I'm going to close it out right here, because I just want you to marinate on that a little bit, and I'm going to come back and talk more about the rest of the song in the next video. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I love you. Please like the video if it's been helpful for you. Subscribe and tell your twin flame friends about this platform, because we want to grow here and have more people sharing things. Please comment below if there's anything you want to share about what you've seen in this video and heard from the song itself. Okay, thank you so much. I love you. Peace and blessings to you on your journey. If you're having a rough day, I hope that it gets better. I hope that these songs help you feel better. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye.